The New Zealand Railways Q class of 1901 was an important classic steam locomotive design. It was the first steam locomotive ever to be designed and built to feature the now popular 4-6-2 wheel arrangement and to be associated with its nickname of Pacific. Their existence led to the second rise of steam technology and the first to their enduring popularity that now spanned over a century. It was designed as a response to the increasing traffic on the NZR metals following their recent recovery from their economic depression. The locomotive was designed in 1900 by the NCR's chief mechanical engineer, Alfred Luther Beatty, but the simple yet revolutionary idea of adding a trailing truck behind the driving wheels was attributed to G.A. Pearson, the railway's chief draftsman. It was designed to incorporate many of the features that will become commonplace in the following locomotive designs, even to the present day. It was built by the famed Baldwin Locomotive Works of Philadelphia back then, using their earlier UB-class 460 locomotive design, fitting a huge wooden-like firebox to effectively burn the Otago lignite coal, and adding a one-axle trailing truck behind the last pair of driving wheels to support it. 13 locomotives were ordered specifically for the NZR. Their builders' numbers were 19202 to 19207 and 19248 to 19254. However, the first to enter service in New Zealand are numbers 19253 and 19251 respectively, eventually gaining their own numbers 349 and 347 by the railway. The former entered service on Christmas Eve 1901, while the latter on the next day. The rest of the order was completed by 1902. The Q class of 1901, upon its introduction, was one of the largest and most powerful locomotives to serve on the NZR. It was built on a rigid frame with its bogies capable of limited traverse. It was also built on the narrow 3 foot 6 inches Cape gauge rails, which was standard to the railway primarily due to the country's mountainous terrain. The driving wheels were small, at 1.247 meters or 49.1 inches in diameter, while its trailing wheels were noticeably even smaller. Its two cylinders were measured at 16 by 22 inches and were both visible outside by its two-cylinder boxes. It had a large firebox just to ensure that the coal would provide the necessary power the locomotive needs. It had a great area of 40 square feet and evaporative area of 1,683 square feet. The boiler has a working pressure up to 200 psi. The tender can carry up to 5.9 tons of coal and 1,700 imperial gallons of water. It resulted in the total weight of 72.1 tons and a tractive effort of 18,340 pounds of force. Braking was done via steam for the locomotive and air for the train, another soon-to-be standard feature. It wasn't a shining career, however, for these pioneering locomotives. Despite their achievement and satisfactory, if not good performance, their heavy weight meant that they were assigned to only a few sections on the whole NZR network. The leading bogie is a particularly alarming problem, being known to be prone to derailment at speed, though it was remedied by the fitting of a cast iron ballast block on the frame in front of the smokebox. These and the ever-increasing traffic demands forced the NZR to improve their rail infrastructure and developed an improved Pacific locomotive design, leading to the homegrown and superior A-class of 1906. Because of this, the Qs were mostly relegated to short-distance trains and other minor duties until the 1950s. But it wasn't going to have a happy ending for them, as all 13 locomotives were withdrawn and scrapped by 1957, with none survived. But for the younger A-class, now carrying the legacy of the Qs, 2 were preserved, with one still running as of 2019. The Q's legacy as an important technological stepping stone cannot be overlooked. The locomotive inspired Baldwin and other manufacturers to design their own 462 locomotive designs for their own market. In the UK, the GWR built their sole Pacific locomotive, number 111, the Great Bear, in 1908, but its unsatisfactory performance led it to be rebuilt as a 460 Castle class Viscount Churchill soon after Churchward retired. Then there goes the GNR, under the engineering leadership of Nigel Gresley, developed the legendary A1 class, which soldiered on today through various media, and through Flying Scotsman, which is, by many people, the most famous steam locomotive of all time. Soon, many other countries followed the trend, leading to the universal recognition of the wheel arrangement to become standard on most railways in the years to come. The 462 Pacific remains the most popular wheel arrangement of all steam locomotive designs ever conceived by man. It remains so throughout many preserved and operating steam locomotives all around the world. They became instantly recognizable by those who saw and rode it. They are the icon of many railways, past and present, and, despite their career and sad fate, the class had proven themselves throughout their 50 or so years of service that they are, indeed, guaranteed connections to the railway. We owe them to the Qs because steam wouldn't last long on the railways without them. A pioneering locomotive, an overlooked and underappreciated legacy, a gift to all railways.